Okay, so we're on the second episode of WandaVision. So the episode starts out with them sleeping in their bedroom in two separate beds. So this is, I guess, early 60s. This reminds me of, I think Dick Van Dyke did this. I don't remember Leave It to Beaver even seeing the bedroom of the parents, but I think Dick Van Dyke, you'll see the bedroom. And there was two separate small beds. I guess back in the 60s, early 60s, 50s, you're not allowed, censored, to show one bed with, a man and a woman, even though they're married, right? And they were talking, and I think there was a thunderstorm, or they think there was a thunderstorm, and they're scared. And so then Wanda's like, "Hey, Vision, figure out what's making all the noise," and then Wanda used her magic, and then there was like a tree branch that was kind of touching against the window, making those noise. Then there's the intro, right? The intro remind me of the Jetsons and Bewitch. I remember the Jetsons cartoon was essentially, they're in a spaceship. I think they're going to breakfast, they're getting dressed, and then going to work and flying in a saucer. Similar, they're not flying a saucer, but they're both flying. And Bewitch, similar, I think the WandaVision logo looked like Bewitch, and she's flying everywhere. I think that was Bewitch. Was that? There was a black and white Bewitch intro, I believe. At the end, you see the WandaVision logo, and it's a cartoon, which very similar to the Jetsons. Right, so essentially a cross between Bewitch and the Jetsons. So this episode, they're in a community talent show apparently. So they're rehearsing their talent magic. So I guess Vision is the magician, and Wanda's kind of the female that Vision will put her in a dresser, a wardrobe, and she's supposed to disappear, right? And so of course, after that short demonstration of their magic tricks, they went their separate way. I think supposed to go to the library for some meeting with all the guys, and she's supposed to go to the committee of all women that organized the talent show. So then you meet the woman, or actually before they go there, she heard some noise. She went outside and she saw this little toy helicopter. And of course, toy helicopter is color, which symbolize something outside of WandaVision. So anything that's color, from at least at this point, is like something outside of WandaVision. And then of course Agnes is there, and they did small talk, and then Agnes, "Oh, we're gonna meet the committee and make sure you make them happy," or something like that, and make sure you please this one person, the chair of the committee. So then they meet the committee, and this is the 60s, I guess, early 60s, black and white. I don't think I've ever seen a more diverse black and white sitcom ever. I think there's an Asian lady, there's the Indian guy, and there's a black woman in there, African American. And of course, in real life, in this early 60s black and white sitcom, there's no way they have this. There's no way. I don't think they ever. I don't think you saw any African American or Asian. I don't think I've ever seen Indian, period. African American, Asian, you probably don't see them until the 70s, maybe. Definitely more African Americans in the 70s and TV, and definitely no Asians, very few Asians, right? Maybe Hawaii Five-O, Japanese maybe. So they're in the meeting, and the chairman basically just explained to them how they should act like and all that stuff. And then they start talking. She talking to this African American lady, which I don't remember her name. Wanda start talking, and then of course Vision went to the all boys library meetings, and of course, pretty much apparently in this sitcom, everybody that works in the same company also live in the same suburb. So they're talking gossip mostly, and then one of the guys gave Vision bubblegum, which remind me of when you're a kid, when your mom's like, don't swallow your bubblegum because it could kill you or something. I remember that, and that didn't kill you, but it will make you sick. But Vision was chewing gum, and then somebody patted him in the back, which is, I think I remember in elementary school, people do that just to make you swallow it, and then something you get sick, right? So he got patted in the back while he's chewing gum. He swallowed it, and then there's some small animation where his machinery, internal machinery, his body got kind of gum up, I guess you say that. Then we get to after the all women meeting, and I think Wanda was trying to please the chairman, and they were talking, and then Wanda started hearing something strange in the radio. I think it was that agent from Ant-Man, that Korean guy from the North Korean movie. I forgot his name already, but he's a pretty good actor. He's in a lot of these Marvel movies. He's a comedian. I think his name's Kim, but he's an FBI agent in Marvel, and he was trying to talk to Wanda through the radio, and they're making a lot of static noise. Eventually, the radio blew up, and that caused the chairman, which I don't remember her name, to kind of squeeze the glass, which caused her hand to bleed, and she eventually, kind of leave to kind of put a bandage on her hands, I guess. And then we cut to a commercial again. Same dude, same guy that was in the previous Toaster commercial from the previous episode. Now he's trying to advertise like a watch, and I think that watch had like a symbol of Hydra in it. Now we cut to beginning of the talent show, community talent show, and there's more diversity there. You got Asian woman dancing, which in the 60s, not sure I remember that. Maybe Hawaii Five-O, but that's in the 70s, right? I don't remember. But then next thing was you see Wanda starting her talent show. She has a nice dress on. Then Vision came out. He was all messed up. He's kind of drunk. He's kind of behaving drunkenly, I guess you can say that, because of the gum. He's all gum up, and then he started doing some stuff to show his power, right? And then Wanda had to cover it up. So the first thing he did was he flew up, and Wanda kind of did some magic trick to say, "Oh, there's a rope hanging him, pulling him up." Then he showed strength, and he basically lifted up the piano, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And then Wanda basically changed that to like a cardboard, so that everybody's like, "Oh, it's just a cardboard." Then he took the hat, and he put the hat through his whole body. I think he was saying that normally you pull the rabbit out of the hat, he's gonna pull the hat through his body, something like that. And then Wanda kind of removed the curtain, and there was a bunch of mirrors. So it was basically saying, "Oh, the hat trick was through his body was a mirror thing." And then at the end, the grand finale was he's supposed to have Wanda in the wardrobe and make her disappear, I believe, but then he didn't even tell her to go into the wardrobe. So then she's standing outside, so then how can she go in the wardrobe and get disappear, or so then the whole audience is like, "Oh, who's in the wardrobe?" So they clap, and then eventually there was that African American lady in the wardrobe, which I'm like, so I'm not sure how did she. The question is really, was he aware that she got into the wardrobe? But again, she's probably not real. So, and then at the end of the magic show, Wanda's like, "Oh, what's wrong with you, Vision? Why are you acting up?" And then she figured out, oh, there's gum in his machinery, and then she made the gum disappear and made him feel better. And I think he made a comment, "Oh, I'm all gum up," right? The bad joke. But then at the end, they're leaving. They're thinking, "Oh, they did a really bad job and they're not going to be first place or something. But then the chairperson say, "Oh, you're such a great job. Nobody's ever seen something like this before," and they gave her or them the award for kind of best in show or something, first place. So then they came home. They're all happy. They're like, "Oh, successful, great job," even though Vision kind of screwed up and Wanda had to kind of cover up for him. So then the talent show was for the children. That was the theme of the show, which weird because I don't think we saw any children in the show or any even in watching. I don't recall that. I don't think so. So then next thing you know, Wanda's like, magic trick, she's pregnant. And it's like, wow, it's real, she's pregnant. And then so they're happy. So it's just kind of flip. And then she heard some noise outside. She went outside and there was somebody coming up through the manhole of the street that is in front of the house. The guy goes to the manhole. There's some bees, so it looked like a beekeeper. He turns around. You couldn't see his face, and then Wanda's like, "Hey, no, I don't want this." And she reversed the whole thing and kind of deleted that scene. I guess you can say it's almost like when you VCR back in the old days. You press the reverse button and everything goes backward. And then she basically did a different scene where that never happened essentially. And then all of a sudden now, everything turned color, and now apparently it's the next phase, I guess late 60s now. So early 60s, and then that's the end. So basically now we've gone from 50s to I think early 50s to early 60s to now late 60s 70s. So I'm expecting, and that's the end, and I'm expecting the next episode to be in the early 70s or the 70s, right? But now Wanda's is pregnant, so maybe she delivers some baby tomorrow on the next episode. So that's the end of this episode. A lot of reference to Bewitch, Dick Van Dyke, I believe, and the Jetson. I think that's pretty much the intro right there. Okay, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, and see you next episode. Bye.